Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn y como siempre, I'm so grateful you are here. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. You already know all the goodness we're going to be getting into in this video, and if you are new here, welcome as well. If you enjoy lifestyle, spirituality, self-development, journaling, and all of that good stuff, then make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my weekly videos and you join in on this beautiful, growing community. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you and guiding you through 8 journaling prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes surrounding this full moon in Sagittarius taking place on June 14th, 2022. This Sagittarius full moon is encouraging us to take a step back from our day-to-day lives, our day-to-day routines, and take on the perspective, the lens of the bigger picture, the greater plan, the grander vision that is underway, that is taking place, even though we may not be seeing it right in front of us, right? So often we get so fixated on what we do and don't see right in front of us that we forget that there is a bigger picture, there is a greater plan, there is a grander vision for our lives individually and collectively. And this full moon is encouraging us to acknowledge that truth, as well as take on the leadership role over our lives and to get clear on how the ways in which we've become renewed have shifted the ways that we do take on the leadership role over our lives. So there's so much goodness that this full moon is offering us to reflect on and to set intentions for and to let go of. And I'm excited to guide you through these themes, through journaling, and I'm so honored for the opportunity and the possibility to do so. And if you do end up journaling one or more of these prompts, I would love to know which ones in the comment section below. You already know I love cultivating and creating community in the comments, but if you would like more in-depth insight regarding the energy surrounding this full moon, then definitely check out the energy reading that I'll be sharing on my channel in a couple of days. And lastly, before we get into these prompts, I am starting a monthly gathering here in Los Angeles that is free and is going to be taking place around every full moon. So the first one is this coming Sunday before this Sag full moon on the 14th. So I hope that those of you who live in LA and would like to journal with me in person, out in nature, will join me. I'm really so excited to gather in person and guide in person. Again, it's free, all ages. We'll be exploring different nature locations throughout the city, and it's just gonna be so beautiful. We'll have tea and special guests and nature walks every now and then. So I'll put a link in the description below for those of you that would like to learn more and to register. But without further ado, let's get into these 8 journaling prompts. What self-limiting or self-sabotaging beliefs am I letting go of? Y'all, we're gonna dive right into this, okay? We are letting go of any self-limiting, any and all self-limiting, self-sabotaging beliefs that are keeping us from continuing to ascend, continuing to heal, continuing to evolve into our higher potentials, into our higher selves, because we're not on that timeline anymore. But I fully acknowledge and am aware that when we experience a lot of newness, a lot of change in our lives, we get the tendency to begin to doubt ourselves, because with newness comes unknowns, and with unknowns comes uncertainty, and with uncertainty comes doubt. But that doesn't need to be the case. Just because there are, new things taking place in your life, just because you're experiencing newness in your life, doesn't mean that you need to doubt yourself, right? The newness that is taking place, that is arriving, that is unfolding before you is encouraging you, is gifting you the opportunity to expand your light, not to dim it. That's something that I tweeted the other day and it just felt so on point, but it's the truth, right? And so I wanted us to confront the self-limiting, self-sabotaging beliefs that may have been coming up for us as we've been experiencing newness, as we've been experiencing change. And under this full moon, because we are being called to, one, see the bigger picture, and two, really continue stepping into our power, it's important that we do acknowledge these blockages that we may be creating and inflicting upon ourselves, and two, set the intention to let them go. So that is what we're doing with this prompt. And in advance, I'm very proud of you for letting go of these self-limiting, sabotaging beliefs that are expired, are outdated, are not rooted in truth, not rooted in love, and are no longer going to be taking up space in your life, okay? What unexpressed thoughts, feelings, desires are weighing me down? Alleviate them on paper. Don't underestimate the power of alleviating your mind through journaling. That's one of the reasons why I love journaling so much, and that is exactly what I am highlighting and encouraging you all to do with this prompt. Alleviate your mind. Are there any thoughts, any feelings, any desires that have gone unexpressed for whatever reason and have been tugging at you, have been feeling heavy, have been creating blockages in your clarity, in your flow, right? Because we are prioritizing being in a state of flow. I know that so many of you have received this calling to prioritize remaining in a state of flow and acknowledging the ways in which you yourself may be obstructing that flow. So under this full moon, it is a beautiful time for us to be taking note of some thoughts that we need to express, some feelings that we need to express, some desires that we need to express that have been arising continuously with the intention to get our attention because they're continuously being left unexpressed. And what is left unexpressed is just going to continue to come up until it becomes expressed and is let go, right? So let's do that now. Let's do that with this prompt. Take a moment with yourself to check in with your mind and see, what thoughts have been weighing me down, have been feeling heavy, what feelings have been feeling heavy, what desires have felt like they really just want to be expressed. And perhaps you've been avoiding expressing them because it involves needing to communicate with somebody or needing to confront a truth that you may have been avoiding to confront. But see your journal as a safe space to express your truth. So let's alleviate these thoughts, these feelings, these desires on paper. Who and what do I genuinely desire to keep showing up for, to keep investing in? We are investing our time and energy wisely, right? We have awakened to just how precious our time, our energy, our lives are. And we only desire to gift our time and energy to what truly matters most to us, to who truly matters most to us. And as we continue to evolve and transform and change and renew, who and what matters most to us will sometimes change and evolve and transform as well. So let's check in with ourselves and see, in this moment, in this season, as this version of ourselves, who and what we genuinely desire to keep showing up for. Who and what we genuinely desire to keep investing in. When I take a step back from my day-to-day life and envision the bigger picture, what do I see? This is a meditative prompt, a prompt that calls forth your envisioning, your imagination. And so before you jump into writing, before you start journaling this prompt, if you feel called to journal this prompt, take a moment with yourself to just close your eyes. Practice non-attachment to what you see right in front of you, to your day-to-day life that perhaps may feel mundane and repetitive. And again, as mentioned earlier in this video, take on the encouragement of this full moon to see the bigger picture. See the greater plan, the grander vision that is indeed unfolding, that is indeed underway. So when you take that step back and acknowledge the truth that there is a greater plan for your life, a bigger picture for your life, a grander vision for your life, what do you see? And be mindful of the moments during this visioning, during this imagination. Take note of the moments where you may be limiting yourself, right? We already affirmed of some self-limiting and self-sabotaging thoughts that we are letting go of. So be mindful of that during this meditative moment and really allow yourself to think big, right? Don't be so attached to your current external circumstances. Don't attach to them to the point where you feel like that is all you are, that is all there will be for you in your life. And know with your whole heart that your circumstances will change and are changing, and you are being led to, again, this bigger picture, this greater plan, this grander vision. So allow yourself to bring forth your passions, bring forth your big dreams, bring forth your intuition, what it is that you feel are your callings in this lifetime. What do you see when you take a step back from your day-to-day life? What kinds of new possibilities have I begun to sense for myself? I know for a fact that so many of you have begun to sense new possibilities, new pathways for yourselves as you have been becoming more flexible, right? Less narrow-minded and more open-minded to the possibilities of how your life can play out, how your life is unfolding, may unfold, and you're starting to really strengthen your practice in surrender. And because of this, you've started to feel like, again, there are new possibilities for you that you may have not previously imagined or previously envisioned or previously thought possible for you, because you were so narrow-minded, so narrow-visioned, and so fixated on having control and how you think and feel your life should unfold and should play out. But I know, again, that so many of us have been taking a step back from our day-to-day and have been acknowledging the bigger picture and have been aligning with the flow and have been becoming more mindful of how we ourselves may have been restricting our state of flow. And when we do come into a state of flow, when we are more flexible, when we are more open-minded, we naturally experience our perceptions, our imagination, our visions expand. And with that expansion comes new possibilities and new pathways. So this prompt just felt necessary at this time. And so if you resonate with this, then this prompt is for you. What has felt uncomfortable about my recent renewal and expansion? As I mentioned in the last prompt, we are experiencing expansion in our conscious awareness, in our perspectives, in our imagination, in what we believe is possible for us, in our visions. And that is all a result of us becoming more flexible, becoming more open-minded, becoming more aligned with the state of flow and surrendering to the divine. And it is, I guess, unrealistic to say that it has all felt comfortable. I know that growing pains are real, and there is discomfort in expansion, and it's totally okay for us to acknowledge that. There is no shame or wrong in feeling discomfort as you grow. That's totally okay. That's totally natural. I'm sure that all living beings experience discomfort as they grow and as they expand. I mean, have you ever thought, like, what does a seed feel when it, sprouts, and sprouts not only out of its seed, but through the ground and into the other side, into the light? Like, that experience sounds like there's some discomfort in that, but discomfort isn't necessarily wrong or shameful or, something to be frowned upon. Again, I feel like it's just, a way of life, especially in our moments of change and expansion and growth and ascension. And so let's set aside the embarrassment. Let's set aside the shame. Let's set aside whatever perceptions we may have about discomfort that are rooted in fear or rooted in wrong. And let's express our truth that yes, this expansion, yes, this renewal has felt uncomfortable. So what exactly about your renewal, what exactly about your expansion has felt uncomfortable for you? I feel like in asking ourselves this and getting specific as to what exactly has felt uncomfortable about the process of our renewal, about, the aspects and results of our renewal and expansion, will lead us to gain some clarity about ourselves and our needs and our desires and perhaps our love languages and our emotions. So there's a lot that we may uncover here. So what has felt uncomfortable about your recent renewal and expansion? Gently remind yourself of the mental, physical, spiritual ways you are different and new now. Y'all, we have been experiencing a lot of shifts and changes internally and externally. And even for those of you who may feel like you've been in a stagnant season of your life, again, we've got to have those moments with ourselves where we're not so attached to our current external circumstances, and we are taking a step back from our day-to-day, and we are acknowledging the truth that there is a bigger picture, a greater plan, a grander vision that is taking place. And so even in the moments and the seasons where we may feel stagnant, there is growth taking place. There is forward motion taking place. There is a change occurring within you. And if you take a moment to, again, step back and reflect on the past couple of months, like just eclipse and Mercury retrograde season itself, let alone the past year, the past couple of years, like you'll really awaken to just how much you are different now. You are new now, mentally, physically, spiritually. So this prompt, again, is that moment for ourselves to take a step back. And it's important for us to be having these moments consistently, especially in times of our lives where we do feel we're experiencing a lot of changes. It's important that we're frequently conversing with ourselves and gently reminding ourselves, like, this is how I'm new now. This is how I'm showing up now. This is how I'm responding to life now. I'm no longer subscribing to these self-limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging ways of being. All of that just doesn't resonate with me anymore. This is what I resonate with. This is what I feel called to do. So have you had that conversation with yourself? And if not, this prompt is the perfect opportunity for you to do so. How do I define my own leadership? Y'all, there isn't just one way to be a leader or to lead, let alone to lead your own life. We are all leaders, okay? I don't want any of you to be listening to this prompt and think to yourself, I'm not a leader. I don't experience or have leadership within me. We are all leaders in our lives. And I believe that a big aspect of our spiritually awakening journey and our healing journey is us being led to step into our power and to reclaim the leadership role of and in our lives. To realize that there is a leader within us, there is a healer within us, there is a guide within us, there is a God within us, there is a psychic within us, there is like our healing and awakening are all guiding us towards stepping into our power, stepping into our truth. And the truth that we partly step into is the truth that there is a leader within all of us that we are called to bring forth and express and allow to guide us in our life journey. So I feel like, you know, especially because the Sagittarius full moon is highlighting this theme of leadership, I feel like many of us haven't taken the time to define our own leadership. What does your leadership feel like? What does your leadership look like? So take this moment to define your own leadership. And that, my friends, are the 8 journaling prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes surrounding this upcoming Sagittarius full moon taking place on June 14, 2022. Again, if you would like more in-depth insight surrounding this full moon, then definitely check out my energy reading that I'll be publishing in a couple of days. But I hope that these prompts gift you clarity and comfort and confidence. And if they do, I would love to know which prompts did in the comment section below. And again, for those of you that live in or near Los Angeles, I have my new in-person monthly gathering called the Gratitude Circle that will be taking place surrounding every full moon, where I'll be guiding you through some meditative practices, some journaling practices, and we're going to be exploring different nature locations throughout the city. We're going to be bringing in occasional special guests, sipping tea. It's going to be so beautiful. So if you'd like to join me for the first one this Sunday for this upcoming Sagittarius full moon, then check out the link in the description below. And I thank you all so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace and blessings and so much love to you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.